Hi everyone. Today I got my monthly comics package in the mail from my LCS, the awesome fan of the comics in Pittsburgh. And I had some time and I figured, let me do a live stream. Maybe I get one viewer, maybe not. We'll find out. So I don't get a lot of comics every month. Because I don't really like monthly comics. So you find most of them aren't that interesting, but I tend to buy my graphic novels from them as well. So first on the list is Fist of the North Star. Um, I've never seen the anime, but I'm really bad at catching anime. So I figured, okay, well, let me read the manga. And I love this. This should be like a one-trick kind of pony, but each volume adds a little nuance. The villain or the boss is like a video game, gets bigger and more powerful. More background is unveiled, and it's actually pretty interesting. You're actually getting interested in the characters. I mean, yeah, it's known for the art. It's ridiculous violence, um, amounts of violence, the style, but it's really great. If you haven't read these, you should. You can get these at any bookstore, comics, or Barnes and Noble. Um, these are published every 3 months. This is volume 6, and at 20 bucks a pop, they're really well made, nice hardcovers. Just a really nice, lovely book. Okay, next, one of the few monthlies I get is Nightwing, and I love this Brady Bunch homage cover. The covers on this series have been really wonderful, and this is something that I'll always talk about. I always talk about how a lot of people don't know how to do covers, or a lot of companies don't really understand the prospect of the cover. The cover is for you to just notice it amongst the sea of blandness. This is great. Now, this comic is fun, it's entertaining. Is it Watchmen? No, but it's well written, it's fun. The character of Dick Grayson is handled very well by Tom Taylor, and I really like this story. And it's a really nice way to portray him after this character was really a ruin in the New 52. This is one of the few monthlies I get. I really recommend it. This is the last issue of the 4-part series, The Lonesome Hunters. Lonesome Hunters is a horror miniseries done by Tyler Crook. This was recommended to me by Jeff at Phantom of the Attic. Really good book. I'm not really into horror comics at all, but this is really interesting. It's really good. It's good horror. It's not jump scares and cheap ways to scare you. It's pretty good. Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm not a huge Sonic fan. I got these from my son who grew up with Sonic's favorite video game. I get these from him now. He's 27, but now he's working full time as a teacher. So I told him the books that I really don't get anymore, that I really don't care about getting, you can buy them or you can pay me for them. Not a lot of money, but I really don't care. It's nothing against this series. I think Ian Flynn and IDW have handled this franchise wonderfully. It's just it's just not my thing. I'm not really into it. Although I think it's done as well as it can be done. It's done pretty entertainingly. Issue 5 of Godzilla and the Power Rangers. I'm not a huge fan of either franchise. I mean, I don't hate them. I'm just not really into them. But it's really well done. This doesn't do a lot of exposition. They figured, hey, look, you're reading Godzilla and Power Rangers. You know the backstory. You know the characters. You know what's going on. We're not going to sit there and explain everything and do a lot of exposition. This just jumps in, and it's like you just jump in, step on the gas, and you're going. So it's been very effective from that point of view. The art's been entertaining. It's a fun story. Again, this is not Watchmen. This is not Akira, but all comics don't have to be. Comics can be fun. Okay, this was a surprise. Star Trek Mirror War. Now, Star Trek Mirror War was really entertaining and was well done. The first issue I thought was kind of flat, but it seemed like every successive issue up until issue 8, they really got a good handle. The Tipton brothers were doing it, but they finally got a good handle of how to approach the story, and I liked it. So they had these various one shots of various characters. I didn't tell them to pull this; they pulled it, but I'm glad because I've liked these little side issues. A lot of times they do them. Yeah, you do them so you can sell more comics, but a lot of times they're just like filler. Like you really didn't need to read it. But in the case of this series, I found that they actually do add a lot. So I'm looking forward to this. And on ENEW, because they're losing Transformers and G.I. Joe, is really pushing the Star Trek, which to me is a good thing because that's a universe with a hardcore fan base, got a lot of history. The new show is doing well. I think it's a good time to really leverage that property. That's just my opinion. Okay, now I was surprised because I forgot I asked for this. This is You Are Revolting by Elizabeth Pitch, the creator of Fun Girl. I'm going to be kind of careful of what pages I open because some of the stuff can be funny but very graphic. Um, but I loved Fun Girl. Fun Girl was one of my favorite graphic novels of 2022. Some friends of mine don't agree, but that's okay. But I love the colors. I love the community timing that's in here. I love the doc. I love the dialogue is really good. I just love this character. She's like an agent of chaos. She's sweet, but then she can be like really destructive. Not like a Werewolf Jones. It's like that thing of like the path to good intentions. The path to hell is paved with good intentions. Excuse me. That's almost sort of like her. But I forgot I got this. This is by Silver Sprocket. MA is a good rating, but I'm really looking forward to this. And this I'm really looking forward to reading too. This is from Aftershock. This is a one shot. Hell is a squared circle. This is a prestige format. This is like a black label book, same size, similar type of paper and gloss. It's called Wrestling Noir. And after reading The Crimson Cage recently by AWA, this popped up, and apparently it's done well. Chris Condon is an author who's done a lot of work for Aftershock. And Jeff, the manager at Phantom of the Attic Comics, told me that this sold out. He thought it was a really effective cover. And that's one thing, again, I'm going to talk about covers that really stand out. This stands out. This stands out. This is more like generic, kind of. You know, this is wild and stuff, but it sticks out. I like to use the gold. I don't like when they use a lot of dark colors in covers. I think you want bright colors that just catch your eye. You want bright yellows and you want whites and blues. You want things that really catch the eye. This is an okay cover. I like dramatic, but it's almost the colors are kind of muted. This sticks out. Blue with the white. And obviously this sticks out. But having going back to this is supposed to be really good. I'm really looking forward to it. I don't really like a lot of wrestling comics. I think most wrestling comics are pretty bad. I think most wrestling comics, the art isn't good. They don't know like how to, like they want to kind of keep it kayfabe. Like they want you to make it think it's real. And what I like about Crimson Cage was that the art, the guys look like wrestlers, but you know, they weren't like super buff, all 12 packs and all that. And the story was realistic. And so I heard this was good, and I'm really looking forward to this as well. So that's what I got from Phantom of the Attic. But I went to the library today, and I picked this up. Jerusalem by Guy Delisle. I hope I pronounced his last name properly. I've heard of him. I know that he did a series of books about different places. I believe his wife had a job where she was traveling, and he was a cartoonist, so you go with her. And I've heard about this book. I heard about him, and then I figured, oh, Jerusalem. He can do a story about Jerusalem. Let's see. That's kind of like a test because, like, Joe Sacco did a great book about Jerusalem. He's done other great books about the Middle East, and it's a very tricky subject to write and draw about. So I figured, okay, well, you know, if he's that good, let's see what he can do with this subject matter because it's not easy. And that's really it. I don't have all the cool stuff I found in the dollar bins. I don't have the cool stuff from like Fantagraphics in the 90s or the turn of the century. This is Miami. This is not a great place for a lot of back issues unless you go to a show. But this is what I have got this week. I'm looking forward to reading all this. This is probably one of the first things I will read. You'll be surprised at how fast you can get through 230, 40 pages of violence and battles. This is just iconic. I love this. There's supposed to be 18 books to do the full set. So it's been like 2.5 years, like 2 years, 2.5 years, or 2 years, I think. And we're only a third of the way through. So I'm looking for the next 4 or 5 years. This is good. I'm gonna stick around to 100. I'll see how it goes because, like I said, not a lot has happened, but it's not bad. It goes down easy. It's pleasant. It's a pleasant show. It's a pleasant comic, but it's well written, and the story is interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing more from Tyler Crook. Sonic. This is going to be a good end to this. And again, looking forward to Your Revolting and Hell's a Square Circle. I would like to see more wrestling comics, actually, just to talk about this. If they can approach it in a realistic fashion and not pretend that what happens is unscripted, and at the same time, not make it so depressing. I think, like I said, I think a lot of wrestling comics fail. Crimson Cage, which I did a video on, was excellent. I've heard this is really good too. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope it doesn't disappoint. And that's really it. Now, if anybody sent a comment and I don't respond, it's because I'm streaming and I'm doing everything myself. So I'm a one-man band tonight. Anyway, if you haven't fallen asleep, I appreciate your time and energy, and you guys have a great night.